Okay, so here we are at section 3.5, adding fractions with like denominators. So we spoke about this in class then, that really adding, subtracting fractions with like denominators just means add the numerators because the denominators are already the same. We'll do common denominators tomorrow. So really for problem number 5, this is just a matter of realizing you're adding negative 19 and positive 21. Well, it's going to be positive because the positive has the larger absolute value. Negative 19 and 21 are 2 apart, so it's 2 in the positive direction. Over 40, which reduces to 1 over 20. Okay. Number 6, the way to treat this is it's negative 7 plus negative 4 all over 9. Well, negative 7 plus negative 4 is going to stay negative, and then 7 plus 4 is 11 over 9, so negative 11 ninths. And again, you can leave it like that, I'm okay with it, or negative 1 and 2 ninths. Either way. Okay. Now, where things start to get messy with addition is mixed numbers. Addition to subtraction is with mixed numbers. If they're both the same sign, which is what these two are, you're in good luck. It's going to stay the same sign, and all you have to do then is add the fraction part, the non-fraction part, and the fraction part. Okay. Now, that's because 10 and 4/7 really means 10 plus 4/7, and 11 and 5/7 is 11 plus 5/7. So that's all that really means. So we're just adding those parts. So 10 plus 11 is 21, and then 4/7 plus 5/7, well, 4 plus 5 is 9/7. Now here's where we run into an issue at. I've got a whole number part and an improper fraction. I got to bring those together. So how we talked about doing that in class is make this a mixed number. Divide 9 by 7. Goes into that one time. The remainder 2. That means we really have 1 and 2/7. So now I can add 1 to 21, which is 22 and 2/7. Okay. Now, if they're not like terms, now this is the part where it's confusing, is if they're not like terms, like signs. That means it's negative 8, negative 7 tenths, plus positive 2 plus positive 3 tenths. So those were all positives. So now if I do this trick of breaking it up, I've got to add a negative 8 and a positive 2, which isn't bad, it's negative 6. And then I've got to add negative 7 over 10 and 3 over 10, which we better hope are the same signs. And they actually are. Or I mean, hope it's negative like that one was, which it actually is. Negative 7 plus 3 is negative 4 tenths. And now, since they're both the same sign, I can just make this negative 6 and 4 tenths, which is negative 6 and 2/5. Now, if you're worried about messing up that one too much with all the crazy, signs and everything like that, the other thing you can do is just make these improper fractions. This would be negative 87 over 10. This would be positive 23 over 10. Add those together, you get negative 64 over 10. That becomes negative 32 over 5, which is negative 6 and 2/5. Oh, sorry, I did all that off the page, didn't I? So make them both improper. Negative 87 plus 23 is negative 64, stays over 10, reduces to negative 32 over 5, becomes negative 6 and 2/5. It's the same answer in the end. This doesn't worry about changing it. This one does. I sometimes think this is easier to do unless you're really good at mental math and can do this stuff quickly. Okay. Another one, 14. Okay. Again, I would encourage you on 14 to make this improper. So this is 176 plus 3, so 179 over 8, minus 18 times 8, which is 80 plus 64, so 144, 149 over 8. That's going to make it a lot easier. It gives us 30 over 8, which is then 15 over 4, which is 3 3/4. Okay, sorry, I did it over. That's easy to do if you make it as improper. Okay. If you're like, no, Mr. Moyer, I want to do this as mixed number. Okay. That means you get 22 plus 2/3 minus 18 minus 5/8, because both those have to be subtracted. Well, 22 minus 18, not that big a deal. Okay, not that big a deal at all. That gives us, sorry, 3/8, not 2/3. I don't know, I did 2/3, 3/8. 22 minus 18 is 4. Here's our problem though. Positive 3/8 minus 5/8, oh, that's actually going to be negative 2/8, which is negative 1/4. So now I have a positive 4 and a negative 1/4. Now again, if you're really good at mental math, you'll know that's 3 3/4. However, what we have to do then is split this up into 3 plus 1 minus 1/4. And the reason I have to do that is that 1 is 4/4. So 4/4 minus 1/4 is 3/4. So that's how we get 3 3/4. I really suggest keeping it improper, but you can do it in mixed if you'd like. Also from 3.5, 4r over 9 plus 5r over 9. I picked this because we're just going to add the numerators together. That's 9r over 9. But what's going to happen is those 9's will cancel, and I'll just get r over 1, which is r. Okay. Another one to take a look at, 26. This one's tricky. But again, what you have to recognize is, and this is one actually where it's easier to keep it in mixed numbers. You've got 4 plus 5 over 7a minus 2 minus 3 over 7a. So 4 minus 2 is 2. 5 minus 3 is 2 over 7a. There we go. 2 and 2 over 7a. Otherwise, if you do mixed numbers, you have to do 4 times 7a plus 5 and it all falls apart. So it's easier, if you do impropers. So it's easier to just do this as mixed numbers. And it's written that way that it'll work out nicely for you. Okay. Now the last one is Matt with this picture frame. So Matt plans to paste a picture that is 6 7/8 inches wide on a sheet of paper that is 8 4/8 inches wide. If he wants to have at least 5/8 inch of margin on each side, will the picture fit? Well, the question is this. Let's say we have our picture. Here's our mat, which we're going to put it on, and then it's going to put his picture on here. What he wants is to make sure there's 5/8 inches here and 5/8 inches here. So what he needs to do is he needs to take 8 4/8, that's the whole width, and then subtract 6 7/8 from it. Now what ends up happening is, if I try to do this business with the mixed numbers, I'm going to have 4/8 and 7/8 fall apart, so it's easier just to make it improper. So that becomes 64 plus 8, which is 68 over 8, minus 6 7/8, which is 48 plus 7, so that's 55 over 8. That gives us then 13 over 8, which is our difference. Now the question is that more than 5/8? Well, yeah, it is, but that's only 1 5/8 we're talking about. I have to have it happen twice. 5/8 times 2 is 10/8. So is this bigger than 10/8? Yes. So he'll have more than enough space for his problem. Okay. So that's a tricky one. If you have any questions, come on in. I'll be glad to go through it with you before or after school.